Okay, idea number 6 is niche blogging. And no, I'm not talking about blogging about your day or blogging about what you had for lunch. What I'm talking about is becoming an expert in a certain niche, hence the niche blogging aspect of this, and providing extremely valuable information to people. So this is something I do personally with my blog, investingsimple.com. I'm gonna jump into my computer now and show you guys, just how much I'm making from niche blogging, as well as some of the behind the scenes of how I'm actually making this passive income. Okay, so here is one of my newest methods for earning passive income. It is this blog that I started about a year ago, and it is called investingsimple.com. You guys can check this out if you want to see an example of what this looks like in real action of earning affiliate income passively through a niche blog. And essentially what it comes down to is by reviewing different platforms and driving conversions, we earn a commission in the process. So just to show you guys what that looks like, if we go over here and we look at some of these platform reviews, for example, one of the most popular ones for us is this Fundrise versus Realty Mogul or Webull versus Robinhood, but we're actually going to talk about those more in a little bit. There's also different articles like this one here, 30 Best Ways to Make Money Online. This is one of the biggest money makers for our blog. And essentially what it is when people click on these articles, and if they ultimately decide to click on one of our links, for example, Webull, if they click this link, it is an affiliate link for Webull and will earn a commission in the process. So just how much money are we making from the blog? Let me show you guys right now. So right here is my handy dandy little spreadsheet for the Investing Simple blog. Right now we are not focused on making money. We're focused on building out the blog, getting as much content out there as possible, building the back-end infrastructure. So we've had substantial growth there of our income this year. We've had a little bit of a retraction just because we got lucky early on with a couple of these affiliates, and now we're seeing more competition. But overall, for something we've been doing for a year, and by we, I do have a business partner in this blog, but for something we've been doing for a year, we're certainly satisfied with these results. Our best month this year was April. We had profit of $2,200, $2,100 for May, and June and July, a little bit of a retraction there, primarily because of higher expenses as we're investing more and more money back into the blog. And we just recently acquired that investingsimple.com domain name, and that alone was a very large investment that we had to make. But this is a great way to earn passive income, and essentially what you're doing is going in, finding a niche that you're interested in and passionate about, and blogging, and then writing reviews of different products or services in that niche. So this we're planning on scaling up to a multi-million-dollar blog over the next few years. So it's cool that you guys get to see the very early and humble beginnings for this little side project. And just to give you guys a couple of examples of random niche blogs outside of the finance space, this is one right here called stonefryingpans.com. I don't know anything about this blog, but this is essentially what they're doing. They're doing reviews of different stone frying pans, and it's a very basic website. And right up top here, you can see they have cookware brands, cookware reviews. So let's say, frying pan reviews, for example. You can get all kinds of different reviews from them. Like, for example, the cast iron skillets. What's the best cast iron skillet? And again, this blog is nothing fancy, as you can tell here, but I'm sure they're making a decent amount of money just from articles like this. And so if you can see here, you can, on the side here, make your purchase right on Amazon. And this is where they're making their money, is through the Amazon Associates program. But more specifically, they're driving that traffic from niche blogging, putting together a basic blog like this that allows them to make money. And when I click on these links, brings me right over to Amazon, and you can see their affiliate link right up here, meaning they're earning a commission when someone makes a purchase. Now, idea number 7 is related to blogging as well, but I also do this on YouTube, so I wanted to break it off into a separate category. A lot of these different methods for earning passive income do have a little bit of overlap, but I wanted to get really specific with you guys and give you highly actionable advice at the end of the day. So number 7 is creating comparison content. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in my computer now and show you guys a couple of examples of comparison content I've created in the past and how you can do this as well to earn passive income. So the next strategy here for earning passive income is creating comparison content. Now, yes, this could technically fall under the category of niche blogging or making YouTube videos, but this has been such an eye-opener for me and a huge opportunity for earning more passive affiliate income that I wanted to break it off into its own category, and that is simply by creating comparison content between two different services, products, whatever it may be. Now, the reason why creating comparison content is so effective is because a lot of these articles are long tail keywords. Now, we're going to talk about long tail keywords later, but what that generally means is lower traffic, but also lower competition. So if you go out there on Google and you type in Fundrise Review or Realty Mogul Review, you're going to find Investing Simple on page 3 or page 4 most likely, because we just don't have that authority to rank for that search topic yet. However, for Fundrise versus Realty Mogul, this is an article we've successfully been able to rank. I would say this article alone is probably making us anywhere from $300 to $500 per month. And essentially what it is, we're taking these two crowdfunded real estate platforms and comparing them with each other. The other beneficial thing about making this type of comparison content is that people are ready to make a decision. They know about these two companies. They're just looking for the last minute details to choose one over the other. So the level of intent behind this traffic is very high. So for example, on this article here, we have a little summary tab up top that gives the key differences between Fundrise and Realty Mogul. And then if they go ahead and click on either of these links, these are our affiliate links. Over on YouTube, a video I did recently was Webull versus Robinhood. Again, comparison style content. But as you can see here, there are so many different opportunities to make these comparison style videos. Webull versus Robinhood, Webull versus M1 Finance versus TD Ameritrade versus First Trade, blah, blah, blah. A lot of opportunities here for making comparison content. So I know from my blogging experience that Webull versus Robinhood is a very lucrative search term. So I went ahead and made a video for that a couple of weeks ago. And as you can see here, in just 1 month time, I've accumulated 4,000 views on this video. So comparison content just like this is one of the best ways, in my opinion, for generating affiliate income or passive income. And because you're going after these long tail keywords, it's a lot less competitive and a lot easier to rank for. Okay, so idea number 8 for earning passive income is one that I tried about a year ago, and that is by creating and selling access to a membership site. Now, if you're not familiar with what a membership site is, this is basically creating content that sits behind a paywall that people have to pay a monthly subscription to access. We're all familiar with a couple of very popular membership sites, one of these being Amazon Prime, another being Netflix, another being Hulu, or even Spotify. All of these are technically paid subscription membership sites. And essentially what you're doing for this method of earning passive income is doing exactly what Netflix and Hulu and all of these companies are doing, but just on a much smaller scale. You're taking something that you're knowledgeable of and creating a membership site. Maybe it's healthy recipes, maybe it's diet plans, maybe it's weekly makeup tutorials, and you're taking this and putting it behind a paywall and earning money on a recurring monthly basis. So I did this a little while back with a membership site I had called Stock Radar, where people were getting weekly stock analysis in that group. So every single week, I would sit down and provide people with an in-depth analysis on a particular company. And I actually scaled that membership site up to the point where I was making about $6,000 per month. Now, I ultimately decided to stop doing that membership site just because I wanted to go full-time into affiliate marketing. But still, to take something from $0 per month to $6,000 per month in a relatively short period of time, I would definitely call that a success. And so that business model would look something like this. Let's say, for example, you have 500 people who you are selling access to a particular membership site for at, let's say, $9 per month. Well, now you've created a recurring passive income of $4,500 per month. Now, yes, you will have to create the content for this group, but if you do it the right way, you don't actually have to even be the one creating that content in the first place. Now, you see different examples of subscription models all over the place. There's apps that have subscriptions, there's diet plans, so you can definitely be creative. But what I like about this particular method of earning passive income is because of that recurring revenue model, it's very predictable. So if you guys do want to learn more about selling access to a membership site, pretty much the go-to place for this is Teachable. That is where I did my membership site, and they basically do all of that back-end work for you. They give people access to the course, they help with lost passwords, they collect the money on your behalf, they basically do everything. All you have to do is set a price and put content in there. Now they have a weekly webinar they run called the 7 Steps to a Successful Online Course, but this also applies to membership sites. I would highly recommend sitting in on that. And one of my favorite parts about Teachable as well is that they have a completely free plan that does allow you to actually make money. So that's going to be the link in the description below if you want to learn more about Teachable and how you can make passive income through a membership site. So idea number 9 for making passive income is doing reviews of different apps that are out there. And the reason why I say that is because this is one of the easiest ways to get started, because a lot of these companies don't have very strict requirements about who they let into their referral or their affiliate program. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my computer and show you guys one of the affiliate networks I belong to and how we're making money on a consistent basis just by doing simple reviews of apps that are already out there on the market and getting users to sign up for them. So creating app reviews is honestly one of the easiest ways to start making passive income as well. Obviously, as you can see here, it's not going to make you a millionaire, but it's definitely an easy way to get started and get your foot in the door with passive income through affiliate marketing. Now, I know a lot of these different methods are all affiliate marketing, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper with each one just to provide you guys with better insight. So this right here is called AdBloom. This is a affiliate network with multiple offers in here, and all this traffic is coming from my blog. Now, yeah, it's not a ton of money at all here. In the last week, we've made $6.20, and year to date, $238.80. But again, if you're just getting started making passive income, you have to be okay with numbers like this, and you have to get excited because this is where everybody starts. So yeah, we're talking $6 per week, but that's $6 that I'm not working for or doing anything for, that is just coming into my PayPal automatically without me thinking about it. So where are these conversions coming from? They are coming from reviews of these different apps. So one of these terms that we are ranking for is an app called Cushion, and I just want to show you guys what that might look like. So let's say you hear about Cushion, I'll go ahead and go into Google, and what you type in is Cushion app review. Well, when you go ahead and type that in, here we are at the very top. We even have the box, which is definitely awesome. Right on top here, Cushion app review summary, and it gives a quick summary. If you click into the article, and this is looking kind of weird right now, sometimes depending on when you visit the website, if we're doing changes in the background, the site might look kind of weird. But anyways, if you scroll down here and end up clicking this button to sign up for Cushion, this is an affiliate link, and we earn a commission in the process. So just by doing reviews of these random apps inside this affiliate network, we've been able to make small amounts of commissions per month. This is usually anywhere from $40 to $60 per month. But again, it's 100% passive income. And the other good thing about doing app reviews is it's pretty easy for these people to accept you into their affiliate programs because they're not the most lucrative ones out there, if we're being honest. I mean, earning $3 for an app sign up, you're gonna need a lot of signups for that to be a meaningful amount of income. But as a result, because it's not that lucrative, it's not that difficult to get in. So you could literally reach out to AdBloom here and you could contact them and say, hey, I want to go ahead and do reviews of these different apps on YouTube and capture all of that traffic. Not a bad idea for somebody who's watching this and ready to take action. But reaching out to app developers and asking them if they have a referral program and simply reviewing these apps on a blog or YouTube channel is a very easy way to get started in the realm of passive income. Okay, so idea number 10 for making passive income is setting up and running Facebook ads for small businesses. Now, maybe this is an opportunity that you've heard of before, and maybe you're saying, oh, maybe this is oversaturated, I don't want to do that. And it's funny to me how many people throw that term oversaturated out there, because as far as I can tell, there are still businesses out there popping up every single day, and a lot of them just suck at social media and especially running ads online. So essentially what you're doing with this strategy is helping businesses record, create, optimize Facebook ads, and then after you've created these ads, you pretty much do nothing except send them a monthly report of how that ad is performing, yet they're still paying you. So let me give you guys a quick breakdown of how this typically works. So this is basically what it looks like if you are a Facebook ad agency. And no, I'm not just pulling this out of my you-know-what. I actually was working with an ad agency for a while, and this is basically the industry standard. Most businesses start out with a monthly budget of $1,000 per month. Most businesses have that amount of money that they can spend on ads. Well, of that $1,000 ad spend, 75% or $750 goes towards the actual ads. 25%, $250 per month, goes to you for optimizing and running those ads. Now the beauty of this is that once you've actually created the ad and optimized it and done all of the audiences and the testing, well, assuming that ad is getting that business owner results and making them money, why would they ever stop running that ad? So they're going to keep running that ad month after month, and what you're going to do is this. Once a month, you're going to go into your dashboard, you're going to take a screenshot for them, and you're going to supply them with some metrics on how those ads are doing, and in return, they're going to send you $1,000 per month, and you're going to keep $250. So if you begin to multiply that across many different clients, this can be a very simple way to earn passive income. Now, if you guys are looking to learn more about Facebook ads, how to set them up, how to run them, and you want to learn this skill to be able to run ads for business owners out there, I'm going to link up to a free Facebook ads training down in the description below. This is one that Kevin David put together. This is something he did a while back, which was running Facebook ads for small businesses. And although it's an opportunity that's been out for a while, there is still so much untapped potential here, and it's a very powerful business model that can allow you to earn passive income. So if you guys want to check that out, that free training is going to be linked up in the description below. So number 11 is one of my personal favorite methods for earning passive income, and that is something called recurring revenue affiliates. So yes, it is a form of affiliate marketing, but in most cases, the way affiliate marketing works is I get you a customer and then you pay me a commission, and then that's the end of that relationship until I get you another customer. Well, imagine instead if you referred somebody to a subscription service and you got a cut of that subscription month after month. That is what a recurring revenue affiliate is, and this is like the crown jewel or the gold mine of the affiliate marketing business. So two examples of companies out there that offer this recurring revenue model are Teachable, which offers a 30% recurring commission, and then ClickFunnels, which offers a 40% recurring monthly commission. So I mentioned them earlier. I am affiliated with Teachable, and I've been promoting them for the last year and a half, maybe about 2 years, because I use the product myself. I've been subscribed to Teachable for like 2.5 years now, and it's pretty much the industry standard for selling access to an online course or to a membership site. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys on my screen right now just how much money I'm making on a recurring monthly basis. And the important thing to remember here is that I really haven't promoted Teachable much in the last year or so. So all of this is just recurring monthly revenue from people that have already subscribed to this service. And at the end of the day, if you have a Teachable subscription, you're selling a course or you're selling a membership site, and that means that that Teachable membership is making you money. And if it's making you money, again, why would you ever cancel it? Just like the Facebook ads. So subscriptions like this tend to be very sticky. So idea number 12 is one that probably most of you guys watching my channel are familiar with, and that is passively investing in the stock market. And so I'm actually going to jump into my computer now and show you guys some examples of passive investing on one of my favorite platforms out there, which is M1 Finance. which is probably the best platform out there for passively investing in different portfolios or building your own stock portfolio and adding money to that on a regular basis. But if you guys want to learn more about the stock market and investing, I'm going to link up to a much longer video I've done called Stock Market for Beginners. It's just about 1 hour long, and it's going to give you a total crash course on investing in the stock market as a beginner. But for now, let's jump into my computer and talk more about passive investing. So here's a look inside my M1 Finance account. Obviously, this isn't my primary investing account as I only have $100 in here. But actually, this was originally a portfolio I started with just $100, so I've actually had a pretty decent return on it, just investing in some random stuff here. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and then the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. So M1 Finance is hands down my favorite investing platform out there for people looking for passive investing, and that is because of the expert portfolios that they offer you completely free. So this right here is a long list of everything you can invest in through M1 Finance. So obviously, if you want to be a self-directed investor and choose your own investments, you can literally go through all of these different sectors and decide what you want to invest in based on all of these different categories and screening tools. So if you're a self-directed investor, you can do exactly that here through M1 Finance. The expert pies in particular are what I'm interested in for passive investing, because this is the type of investing where you set it and then you forget about it. They offer different general investing plans, which are mostly just portfolios of stocks and bonds. Some are conservative, some are more aggressive. And then they also offer retirement planning. So they have different target date retirement funds based on when you plan on retiring. And then they have some other interesting options like hedge fund followers, income earners, and then your basic stock and bond allocations, all investing you in low fee index funds. Now, M1 Finance does this completely free. They do not charge any commissions or any kind of asset management fees for investing in these expert portfolios. And again, this is passive investing. This is where you take your money, you put it in this, and you completely forget about it. And you leave it there to earn compound interest and earn more money over time. So if you do want to sign up for M1 Finance, or if you just want to take a look at it and possibly learn more about it, there's going to be a link down in the description below. It is the best platform, in my opinion, if you're looking to get started with passive investing in the stock market. M1 Finance has an array of very helpful features, one of the best in my opinion being fractional shares, and that allows you to buy shares of companies that trade at a much higher share price for a smaller amount of money. So we all know Amazon is like $2,000 per share. Well, I have $32 worth of Amazon stock here because I'm able to buy, fractional shares. They have automated rebalancing, so as you add or withdraw money, they're going to rebalance your portfolio accordingly, and they also allow you to automatically contribute to your M1 Finance account on a weekly or monthly interval. So if you want to set up a 100% passive investing portfolio to earn that passive income, M1 Finance is an excellent option for this. So idea number 13 is one that's been around for a very long time, and a lot of people say, wait a second, isn't email marketing dead? But it's actually not, and this is still a pretty decent way to earn passive income. And the reason is because when you set up an email marketing campaign, you're typically putting together something called an autoresponder. I'm sure we have all gotten these in the past, where you sign up for somebody's list and they send you emails on a daily basis or maybe every couple of days. Well, guess what? That person isn't sitting there in their Gmail sending you an email. It's actually a robot doing it behind the scenes. And so essentially what it comes down to is you can build an email autoresponder campaign that's going to connect with your customers on a regular basis. And then once you build this thing, it basically runs in the background 24/7, 365 without you touching it. And this could be potentially helping you spread awareness about your brand or getting you new customers. Or if it's affiliate related, these could be affiliate emails that are earning you commissions, 24/7, 365 potentially. And so, yeah, it's not the best method of marketing anymore, but typical open rates for emails are still in the neighborhood of 20 to 40%. So if you can still access a good portion of your list just by emailing them on a regular basis, this can be a great way to get more conversions or get more customers without active involvement whatsoever. All you have to do is set up that email autoresponder and then it runs for you 24/7. So as far as email marketing goes, I personally use and recommend Aweber. I'll link up to them in the description below. It's kind of like one of the oldest email marketing platforms out there, but they're pretty cheap and they are very good at what they do. And I like them because they stay in their lane. They don't try to do 15 different things. They do email marketing, they do it well, and so I definitely use and recommend Aweber. I will link to them in the description below. All right, so idea number 14 for making passive income right now is through something called Amazon FBA. Now, you may have heard of this before, maybe you don't exactly know what this is, but for as much money as Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, is making, there's a lot of people making crazy amounts of money by being sellers on Amazon. And essentially what this means is buying a product from overseas, bringing it over to the United States, having Amazon stock it in their warehouses, and then selling these products on Amazon. So a lot of people don't even realize this, but most of the products for sale on Amazon are not being directly sold from Amazon. They're being sold by private sellers, and they are making money on the markup. So let's go ahead and run through an example of what this might look like now. Now, I'm not saying this is a good product to sell on Amazon. It's probably not, because I'm sure people have been trying to do phone chargers for a long time, but it's an easy example. So let's say you go on Alibaba and you buy 1,000 of these phone chargers at 89 cents a piece. Your total investment there being, $890. Then you take those chargers, you ship them to the Amazon warehouse, and then Amazon fulfill those orders for you. Well, let's say you go on Amazon and you list those for $3.99. Well, every time you sell a charger, you're making $3.10. If you sell all 1,000, well, you just made $3,100. So that's a relatively simple example, but this is essentially exactly how Amazon FBA works. And typically speaking, you'll find margins around maybe 30 to 40% with Amazon FBA. So it can be a very lucrative business if you know how to find winning products and do that product research. So I have a close friend of mine who's been doing Amazon FBA for a number of years. His name is Jordan, the Millionaire Millennial on YouTube. And I've had him on my channel in the past. I'm gonna have him on again in the near future. And the majority of the money he's making these days comes from something called private label, which is where you're actually launching your own brand or product on Amazon. And that is where you will oftentimes see much higher margins. Now, Jordan does have a mentorship on Amazon. If you guys are curious about the business, it's called the Amazon Millionaire Mentorship Program. And he actually extended me a discount of $100 off the price of this course. This is actually not gonna be a discount you see anywhere else. That's gonna be linked up down in the description below. He's somebody I have an immense amount of trust for. I've met him on multiple occasions. He showed me behind the scenes of his business. He is a true practitioner of Amazon FBA, and he's just killing it with the numbers he's doing with his private label business and his retail arbitrage business. Okay, so number 15 here is upselling a service. And essentially what you're doing here is taking a service that somebody else is going to be doing for you and then selling that at a higher price to somebody else. Now, is this the most ethical way to make money? I'm going to leave that one up to you. But you see this happening all over the world in many different instances. So, for example, I have somebody come and mow my lawn just because it's like over an acre and I just can't be bothered to go buy a lawnmower, and I can write it off because it's a multifamily property. So I hire people to come do my lawn work. Well, the guy that I actually hired and called up on the phone isn't the one out there that shows up and cuts the grass. The guys who show up and cut the grass are just the employees that he's paying to go do the work for him. So he's actually marking up their service and selling it to me at a higher price and then paying them to come mow the lawn. Now, yes, he does supply the insurance and the trucks and the equipment, but he's marking up their service and making money as the middleman. So let's say, for example, he's charging me $50 to mow the lawn and he's paying somebody $25 to come show up and mow the lawn, well, he just made, a 100% return on that $25 investment in that person mowing the lawn for him. Well, maybe you don't want to do a whole business and worry about all of that, but you can also do this online as well. We just talked about with Instagram, how maybe you have an Instagram marketing agency and you're managing pages for other people, but you have VAs doing all of the work behind the scenes and you're just marking up their service. So this is one of the oldest methods out there of earning passive income. It's basically owning a business at the end of the day. It's the old saying, boss makes a dollar, I make a dime. You're the boss in that equation and you're making money off of somebody else's effort or labor or service. So idea number 16 for making passive income is pretty much the first way that I ever made passive income, and that is through YouTube ads being displayed on your videos. So let's jump into my computer now, and I want to show you guys an example of a video I made back in 2016 that is still to this day making me a couple $100s per month in ad revenue. Okay, so here is one of my personal favorite methods for earning passive income, and that is by creating YouTube videos that are going to be perpetually being watched day after day, month after month, or in this video's case, year after year. Now, yes, this is a bit of a sensationalized example here, and I'm not saying you guys should expect this right out of the gate, but this right here is one of my most popular videos on my channel, Stock Market for Beginners, Trading and Investing 101, originally published on December 14th of 2016, if you guys can read that. So I literally posted this video like 2.5, close to 3 years ago. I sat down once, recorded this video once, and it's been earning me money every single month thereafter. So right here, we're looking at the last 28 days here, and this is actually the first time I've ever shown anyone my earnings from YouTube. So you guys are getting, never before seen content here. So I think that deserves a like. If you haven't dropped a like on this video already, I would certainly appreciate that for this transparency. But as you can see here, maybe this video doesn't get a ton of views, 11,000 views, but I've made $724. So even though this video doesn't get a lot of views here, we've had 11,350 in the last 28 days, I've still earned, $724.43. So earning almost $750 from a video I recorded 2.5 to 3 years ago is a really awesome method for earning passive income. And I'll go ahead and show you guys too the lifetime earnings on this particular video. This is a video that has made me $21,402.71 for a video that I created once that continues to perpetually get views, day in and day out. So imagine creating multiple pieces of content just like this that have the potential to earn you a couple of dollars per day. Or in this video's case, it's earning more like $25, $30 per day, somewhere in that range. This is the power of YouTube. By having multiple pieces of content all earning you passive income, they all stack on top of each other, and it can really add up to a decent amount of passive income that should be consistently coming in as that video is viewed. All right, number 17 is going after long tail keywords. And so this, again, is very much related to YouTube and blogging and just creating online content. So let's jump into my computer now and I'll show you guys a couple of examples of long tail keywords and how you can capitalize on this opportunity to earn passive income. So when it comes to search engine optimization and just the way of the digital world, you have two types of keywords. You have long tail keywords and you have short tail keywords. Short tail keywords have the most traffic and the most competition, while long tail keywords have less traffic but much less competition. So for example, one of my affiliates is M1 Finance, and I'm actually able to rank for them for a short tail keyword, which is M1 Finance Review. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so as a result, it's easier for me to rank for this than somebody who's brand new. So if you go on YouTube and you type in M1 Finance Review, well, there's my smiling face right there with my review of this brokerage platform. But let's say you're a complete beginner and you don't have the ranking authority of Ryan Scribner. Well, what would you do? What you can do is go after long tail keyword searches that the big guys like myself are not actually tapping into. And all you do to figure these out is type in the search bar your short tail keyword and see what else populates. So if we do this with M1 Finance, here's what we're seeing as far as these long tail keywords. M1 Finance Tutorial, M1 Finance Portfolio, M1 Finance Dividend Portfolio, M1 Finance Dividend, Roth IRA, M1 Finance Pies, M1 Finance Taxes. These are all long tail keywords that people are probably not making content for, which gives you the potential to easily get in there and rank for them, and again, drive conversions for this particular affiliate. If we go ahead and look at Webull Review, again, there's my smiling face ranked at number 1 because I'm so authoritative in this space with close to 500,000 subscribers. But if you're not, here is some long tail keywords that you should probably be looking at. Webull Desktop, Webull Paper Trading, Webull Day Trading Limits, Webull versus Robinhood, which I already took that piece of comparison content, Webull Live Trading, Webull Account Opening, Webull Trading Tutorial, Webull App User Guide. These are all long tail keywords that people are just not going after. So for example, Webull Account Opening. I doubt there's a video out there. Oh, there is. Okay, so here we go. Perfect example of somebody taking advantage of this. How to set up a Webull account for short sales, 6,000 views in 9 months. Imagine if a couple of these people, actually clicked on this and then signed up for Webull. Well, that's where you start earning your commissions. And you can do the same exact thing on Google, which I'll show you now. I'll go ahead and type in M1 Finance and see what else populates, just to show you some examples of more of these long tail keywords. And the other thing that's helpful as well is starting to fill in different letters. So like M1 Finance followed by the letter A, M1 Finance Auto Invest, M1 Finance Account Minimum, M1 Finance Assets Under Management. So literally all you do is take these different affiliates of yours or whatever it may be, find some long tail keywords that the big players aren't going after, and then you create content around these very specific search terms to ultimately drive conversions and earn that sweet passive income. Okay, and my final one on my list here is called being an owner-occupied real estate investor. Now, technically speaking, no, this isn't truly passive income, but this is something I just started doing myself, and I've been trying to work it in anywhere possible just to really push this idea home for people because of how much it can really help you out financially. And essentially what this means is that rather than going out there and buying a single family house, what you're going to do is buy a duplex or a triplex, and you're going to live in one of those units, renting out the other ones to offset your mortgage. And this is exactly what I've done with the property that I've purchased. So the property that I purchased is actually a main house that's about 2,000 square feet with 2 apartments attached to it. And there's also a barn on the property. Now, if I wanted to get top dollar, what I could do is move into one of the apartments, rent the house out, and rent the other apartment. But I like having the space and I like nice things, so I live in the house for now. Maybe down the road I'll change that up. But even that being said, my mortgage on this property is $3,150 per month. That's a lot higher than if I had just a single family property. But the difference here is that I have these other apartments and buildings offsetting my mortgage. So apartment number 1 rents for about $1,000, or that's what I'm gonna rent it for when I increase the rent. That's the market rate. Apartment number 2, $700 per month. And there's also a barn on the property I can rent as storage for $400 per month. And so after factoring all of that in, my cost on that mortgage is only $1,050. Now, when I used to rent an apartment, I was paying like $1,700 per month for about 1,000 square feet. But now I'm in a position where I have a housing payment of $1,050 for a much larger space, and I'm building equity in the process. Now, is it passive income? Some months it is if you don't have to, go fix a toilet or have anything like that. So there will be months that, yes, it is passive. You don't really do anything, but once in a while you are going to get phone calls or things that you have to fix up. But the advantage is that since you are actually living there yourself, you can keep an eye on things and keep up on that maintenance yourself. But that's the final method there for passive income, one of my favorite ones, and it's a brand new method for me. and a way to basically, cut down a lot on your housing payment and build equity in a much more valuable property and have all those tax benefits as a real estate investor. But that being said, guys, that wraps up this video. Thanks so much for sticking around until the very end. If you did, drop me a comment down below. I'm always curious how many people stick around for these marathon videos. And as I mentioned earlier, I have links to all the resources mentioned down in the description below. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you start earning some passive income, and I will see you in the next one.